Hi everyone, let's talk about how to crush your goals by focusing on your one thing. Not 10 things, not 50 things. A single intentional step forward. Because here's the deal. Most people get stuck in chaos trying to do it all, including me. But progress, the true progress, happens when you simplify, focus, and take action on the one thing that actually moves the needle. So, how do you pick your one thing? Maybe you're thinking, does walking to the fridge count? Or, I make a to-do list, does that count? Not quite. Let me break down the rules to make sure that everyone out there is actually getting closer to their goals. So rule number 1, it has to be new. Your one thing has to be something you have not been doing already. If it is something that you're doing on autopilot, it doesn't count. For example, brushing your teeth, it doesn't count unless you're flossing is your goal. Then that would be your one thing. Your one thing should be something fresh, new, something that moves you out of your routine and into action of your future goals. Rule number 2, you should push yourself, but not paralyze yourself. It needs to stretch you a little bit. And if it feels too easy, you're not creating growth. But if you're feeling overwhelming and you're trying to take on too much, break it down. Here's an example. Let's say your goal is to learn Spanish. Your one thing is not being fluent in one day. That is unrealistic and terrifying. Instead, you could practice saying a word out loud. Push yourself, but keep it doable. Rule number 3, it requires decision, not on autopilot. Your one thing has to be intentional. It's not about being mindless and going through the motions. It's about making a choice. For example, scrolling social media on autopilot, but intentionally watching a video on a skill you want to learn, that's progress. Okay, rule 4, it has to be tied to your future self. Your one thing should be tied to the person that you are becoming. Ask yourself, will future me thank me for this? If the answer is no, it's not the right one thing. Your actions today should be connected to what you want to be in the bigger picture and where you're going. Last rule, rule 5. If you skip, you pivot, not quit. If you miss your one thing that you were deciding to do, don't quit. You pivot. Here's what I mean. Let's say your goal was to exercise, but the day got away from you. Instead of quitting, you find a goal that you would like to work on, or maybe just stretch before bed. Even teeny steps can keep you in the game. So I want to give you some examples to get ideas flowing to help you out in your goals. If your goal is to launch a podcast, your one thing would be recording 30-second intros today. If your goal was to save money, transfer $5 into your savings right now. If your goal is to run a 5K, and if you're not running yet, just lace up the shoes and feel the shoes standing outside for a moment. And notice how these small actions can change you. That's the magic. Small steps create momentum. So here's your challenge today. Ask yourself, what is your one thing that I've been avoiding that could change everything if I did it consistent? Or just work on being consistent on working on your goals. Drop in the comments below what you're doing, and let's keep each other accountable. And remember, the goal is not about perfection. It's about progress. Trust yourself to show up even if it's small. The rest will follow. I can't wait to hear the one thing, and let's make today count. Hope to see you in the next video. Now go crush it.